welcome back for another episode of Speaking Unspoken Words. And today is going to be a fun episode. I have Gen Zers here today. So we're going to be talking with them and just kind of getting their aspects on different topics of the book and life and getting their perspectives. And I'm excited to talk to you ladies today. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
So a Gen Zer, I had to do a little research on this, and what I found was it says that your generation is the first fully digitally native generation, meaning that you grew up on social media and smartphones. Everything like at the tip of your fingertips. You just got it. All the information is right there for you. It says that you're a highly motivated generation, and you have a tendency to avoid risk. So thinking about your friend group, your generation, people that you know, would you feel like that was an accurate description of your generation overall? Maybe a little bit.
A little bit accurate. Some true, some not.
Yeah.
Agreed. I don't know about the risk part because some people are very risky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we take a lot more risk than generations before. It's just different in different specific like aspects. I don't feel like we're the top to go jump off a building because we're like, that's gonna hurt.
Right.
But as far as taking a risk, like let's try a different hobby, or let's try to open a business or something. Like a lot of us are business owners at such a young age. I don't know.
And I think that goes into the motivation part of it. And so we're gonna do this too because I kind of jumped ahead. So I'm gonna let you introduce yourselves. And so we're gonna start here with the lovely. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Kennedy. I'm 23.
23.
Hi, today I'm 22.
I'm Amaya. I'm 19.
19. Oh, that's so cute. I miss those ages. The best time of my life. Okay, so let's talk about, we'll get into the topics of the book a little later, but let's like get to know who you are. What was it like? What's your family dynamic in a home? Mom and dad, raised by your grandparents? Like what did home look like? Do you have any siblings? And if so, where do you fall in line with your siblings?
Okay, so I grew up with my grandma until about 5th grade, and then I moved with my dad. My mom was sick, and I was kind of raised after that by my dad and my stepmom.
Okay.
My stepmom has a daughter. She's older, so I would technically be the middle because my dad has my little sister.
Okay.
So kind of blended family dynamic now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Blended family, middle child. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what they say about the middle child? No. Danae, what about you?
So I'm raised by my grandmother, specifically, but I was raised in a house with other people as well, like about 8 other people. I have a twin sibling, and then I have 3 older brothers, but we weren't raised together. So yeah, my twin brother, we're like really, really close. And then my grandmother's been the head of our household, but then I have my auntie Barbara, who's the matriarch of her family. So I kind of have a blended family, just in a different way. Like they are, like sisters are like, basically they've been friends for so long, they're sisters. So I just been raised around her family as well. So my aunties and cousins.
Yep. And Maya?
I'm blended everywhere. I'm in the middle. Oh, it's a lot. Raised by my mom and stepdad. Stepdad came in the picture when I was about 3 years old. Still here till this day. They had 2 kids together. I'm the oldest of... Wait.
You gotta count. Dance
5. I'm oldest of 5. And yeah, it's a lot.
So the oldest, okay. So kind of some middle, a little bit with everybody with the cousins, and then the oldest of all the siblings. So yeah, well, cool. What about a few negative perceptions about Gen Zers is that you guys are lazy, entitled, demanding, and have no work ethic.
Ooh.
Yeah. So what do you say about that? Like thinking overall, yourself included, don't exclude yourselves, thinking of yourselves, in which you guys probably are the exception, but in your friend groups, do you feel like those negative stigmas are kind of accurate for your generation overall?
Yeah, they're kind of accurate. Respectfully, like because I'm raised by my grandparents, the laziness is never acceptable, but the entitlement was never acceptable either. Because like you're grateful for whatever you have. That's what my grandmother was a big stickler on. But a lot of people are not raised that way anymore because kind of like with every generation that kind of gets used to having something, if you're kind of like take it away, like how can you take it away? We've been used to having it. Like education, some people we take that for granted. We goof off in school. And my generation, like I was raised by my grandmother, she didn't get education, so she's like, you have to go to school. Like we're not, you know. So some people take that's a form of entitlement, or like voting. They are always on me about voting because they didn't get to vote. So yeah,
that's good. That's a good perspective and a way to look at it, and especially with you being raised by your grandmother in that generation.
Yes.
And what everything that they had to go through, and then and so I think it's definitely a benefit with having the grandparents in the home, like you said, your grandmother, right? Yeah, having those grandparents in the home that are going to instill those kind of values into you as well, and
I think definitely for myself included in that, like I wouldn't say I'm just the laziest person ever, but there's just stuff that I know what I don't want to do more than what I do want to do.
Okay.
So I'll tell somebody quick what I'm not going to do, what I don't want to do. But even my dad, when I was like, no, I don't want this job, he's like, well, what do you even want to do for work? I'm like, well, here's something really specific. That's what I want to do. And he's like, but all of these stuff you can, start here and then go there. I'm like, why would I start here and go there when I could start there?
Yeah.
And I also grew up when I was with my grandma. I was the only child, so entitlement for me, I think some other people's, because my friend group, they're not only children, and I still have some of that with me. So when I'm like, well, I don't understand why this is like this. Sometimes in my mind it doesn't click, like it's not like that for everyone. But I've been going through that myself, so I'm trying to take myself out of myself, other people's shoes.
That's very interesting because I was at a job for over 15 years, and I was a supervisor there, and I had younger people that I was hiring in, and it was like they would come to me and they're like, I want a promotion. And I'm like, you haven't even been here a year yet. What do you mean you want a promotion? Like, work your way up, And so I thought about it, and I'm like, the generation before me, they were taught you get a job and you retire from that job. Like you get that one job, you're going to stick with it and you're going to retire from that job. And then it's like the generation after me where it's like, I don't have to stay here. Like I'm gonna give you 2 years maybe, and I'm moving on to the next opportunity. And so when I was doing my research as far as like your generation and trying to understand that was one thing that it says that the negative perception is that you can come off as being disloyal, because it's like you're not loyal to a job or a position or trying to stay somewhere for a very long time. You're trying to figure out what's the next and best opportunity for yourselves, which is, and then that goes to that motivation thing. It's like, no, I'm very self-motivated. I see all of these things. And that might be, you guys have all this stuff at your fingertips. So the opportunities that are out there, and so you're going to go after that. And so, I think it kind of,
I know exactly what I don't know if you guys know the word, but isn't it like, there's this thing where it's like, if you have so many options, you're more likely to be indecisive because you have so many options. I feel like that's definitely what our generation is. It's like, okay, there's so many job options, there's so many like people options for like love, relationships, it just all encompasses. There's so many options that nobody wants to decide, nobody wants to settle, nobody wants to stay here for a long time. So that's what I'm thinking.
That's good. And then what about like interpersonal skills? So you were raised on that smartphone. You can't look at anybody without them having their phone in their hand, like almost attached at your hip or your fingertips. And I try to, like, we try to make sure that we instill things in our son. It's like, look people in the eye, trying to build up his confidence because you can hear him on a video game and he's on the headset and he's just like a totally confident different person, but then when he gets around people he kind of goes into this shell. So what do you guys feel like as far as knowing how to interact with people, knowing how to conduct yourselves in different rooms? How does your generation maneuver in that? Are you more comfortable with speaking with someone face to face, or like through text messaging, or
It depends on the situation.
Yeah.
If I'm mad at you, I'm texting.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to see you because it's going to make me upset. And like, but if I express my feelings, but it's
just depends on who it is and what the situation is.
It depends.
Okay.
Because like I don't think y'all were, but were y'all raised with phones? Right. We didn't have phones probably until like
I didn't get a phone until I was 14.
Right.
I got a phone when
didn't-
I was like 10. I don't know.
I didn't get one until like 8th and 9th grade.
Yeah.
So we were taught to go outside, interact with people. That's how you get your confidence, by interacting with people.
Yeah.
And you just build up from there.
Okay.
I think the younger generations now suffer a little bit worse than we did. Like, I still know how to tell time, write in cursive, use a dictionary. Like, we used a phone book.
Yeah.
I didn't. My first phone wasn't really touchscreen either. If I'm not mistaken, it was like the little flip phones. Then you upgrade to see if you can improve yourself. But they're like kind of raised with the phone. And I've seen some of my friends like literally, or people just walk past me, but then they'll text me, and I'm like, "Sir, why didn't you just?" or "Man, why didn't you just say hello?" Like I'm not. So sometimes I do feel like it's kind of hurt a little bit with our interpersonal skills, or like when we have job interviews, they don't even call us in the office anymore. Like they'll call us on the phone, or we'll have a Zoom interview.
Okay.
So sometimes I'm not even dressed fully. Like sometimes I'm dressed from here down, and then I have basketball shorts on underneath.
Yeah.
So sometimes we're not even getting the professional setting that we actually desire. Or school. School has been dramatically impacted with Zoom classes and online work. It's like, sometimes like I was the COVID class, so when we came through, it was just like all this technology is kind of like, oh gosh, I don't like it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you brought up something, and I was going to get to that a little later, but we'll go ahead and get to it now. So, so I'm glad that's a good segue, right? So you talked about school. So you have recently, both of you just recently graduated from college, went to an HBCU, pledged a sorority. So that's socializing and things like that. Well, so how was college for you? What was that experience like?
College was, I don't know, it was a blur. if I'm being completely honest, it was a blur. It was nice. I got my work done, but work before play makes Johnny a good boy, or whatever they be saying.
So you had what I hear you saying is you had a lot of play, and had to squeeze in the work.
Hey, the work was gonna get done, but the fun was also gonna get done.
I had to. I loved my HBCU experience. I was trying to go to an HBCU. My brother really put me on to like going to HBCUs, because at first I was just going to go to PWI. And so, because we went to Lincoln, so it was kind of like diverse. So we were like, no, let's be the majority this time.
The high school. Lincoln High School.
And so it was very, very fun, enlightening. I learned so much about myself and about things that, I don't know, just being on your own and like that mental isolation, having no real reward about finishing college besides like in 4 years, you might get that degree. Sometimes you have to find little small wins, like pledging a sorority. That was a small win, or like a, I don't know. But I loved the Black culture, Black excellence on a daily basis for sure.
Yeah. And so, Maya, you have chosen a different path. You chose not to go to college, which is not for everyone.
Right.
So, if you know it's not for you, don't go and waste thousands of dollars, in time to do something that you know is not for you.
Literally.
But, one thing my cousin and I always talk about with our kids is like, okay, if we see it's not for you, you're gonna do something,
right? What else is there to do?
You're gonna have a plan. So you are looking into having a career path in the military.
Yes.
So cool. And you're very on in that. So
yes, I'm in it. Like by the end of the year, I should be gone.
Yeah.
Like I'm in this, and I'm very excited. So
are you excited? Are you nervous?
I'm nervous. I'm excited. It's so much. I don't know. It's I just know the outcome. I know it's about to happen.
Yeah.
Like I know once I get out, I'm gonna live like the best life. I have no kids. I have no, other person. It's just me. And so I know I'm gonna travel, make my money. And school will be after. I'm not saying I'm not going to college. It's just I'm going to get a degree because what I want to do needs it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I felt you.
Yeah. College, in my experience, I was very excited to go to college, mostly because it was like I wasn't scared about stepping out on my own. I welcomed it. I looked forward to it. And I was fully aware that I had the opportunity to make my life what I wanted it to be, and that each step that I was taking with going to school, the classes that I chose, the career path that I chose, it was all, like you said, for the long run, for what my goals were going to be and how I saw and wanted my life to be. So, you know, you guys are in that right now, but are you aware that the choices that you are making right now ultimately are getting you to that end goal? Are you aware of that?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Yes.
How do you feel like you've changed the most since graduating college? Like, you go and you're going to this campus and you're just now getting your freedom, and you have to kind of maneuver into like figuring it out, right? Because you're a first generation college, you know, graduate and going to school. From the time that you stepped on that campus to who you are sitting today, and knowing, I mean, you still got a lot of goals ahead of you. You still got this whole future ahead of you, but just in that short time, 4 years, I think a little less for you maybe. But how do you feel like you've changed? In what ways have you changed?
I realized that college, especially living on campus, it's so easy to make friends. And I'm not saying it's hard to make friends now, but you're not constantly by other 20-year-olds that are just outside. Like, I don't get to go outside to the quad anymore and just meet new people. Like, I would literally have to physically go out to the store, go out to the bar. And I think that goes along with like the social media and like communication aspect of that. Like, it's so easy to get on a phone and get on an app or get on some type of gaming site and talk to people. But now when I have to translate that into real life, it can sometimes be hard for me specifically. I don't know about everybody else.
Yeah. I think I've learned how to be more secure with myself. I feel like a lot of things that I used to do, or just a lot of things now that I see differently, could be based on people's fear of their perception, which causes insecurity, like how other people see you. And so sometimes it's just like, now I just kind of walk around unapologetically. Now some people may take it a different way, but this is me just being secure with myself and not necessarily altering myself to fit someone else's wants for my life, or just choices, or even the way I dress or style myself, or things I decide to do my hair that I might not have done a couple years ago. Just being really secure in my black skin, like that takes a while, but I finally feel like I'm starting to get there. Yeah, we finally got there. So yeah, that's probably what I learned the most from my experience at college.
Cool. And Maya, you are, like we said, just starting your journey, but I think even still you go through a transformation, because if I look back now, and you guys probably are not in the point, I don't know how much you reflect. Like, if I look back, okay, from middle school to high school, from high school and what I learned in those 4 years, because high school can be hard. High school can be cruel. I mean, and I think the most difficult part is that you are really starting to learn who you are, starting to pick different friends, starting to know what you like and don't like, and finding your voice. I think that's where it starts at, is in high school. So I think from high school to now, do you feel like you have changed as a person or as a young lady?
Oh yes, for sure. Because there were certain things when I entered in high school that I did not know about, especially like for me, I don't have like a big sibling to tell me, you know. And at the time, my mom, she was busy with, you know, the babies, so I didn't know certain things about keeping up with yourself as a young girl. I actually had to experience that in high school, and then be like, oh, okay. So, you know, and then people, like, you know, the gossip, the talking. We didn't have phones at the time either. You know, we just started to get there. So people would actually like come up to you and be like, oh, so this, or what, you know, no. So it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot. to speak up, especially if it was false. Don't just let that ride. No, speak about it. You know, if it's not true, say it. If it is, own up to it and just keep it moving. You know, if you like it, if you like it. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Good. What are some goals? You mentioned your master's degree, working on that. Have you already started, or you giving yourself a little break after undergrad before you start? Or
No, I started immediately after undergrad because if I start getting a job right now, I think that I would get kind of set into working and not want to go back to school. So I'd rather just keep going through school.
Yeah.
I have 4 classes left. I should graduate in like December.
Oh wow.
Because I started last August. Thank you.
Yeah, cool. Yes. Well, what are some, and do you want to stop there? Do you want to continue to go with your education?
If I get a job that pays for me to get my doctorate, I'll probably get my doctorate in like IO psych or something like that. But if they're not gonna pay for it or like help balance the tuition or something, then I'm not really tripping about it. I guess.
And IO psych, talk about that a little bit.
Industrial and organizational psychology. I don't know like the specifics. I just know it's kind of like psychology but in the workplace. Okay. So a mix of, I guess, HR and psychology, which is kind of what my background is in anyway. I have a psychology degree already, and I'm getting my master's in HR. So.
Well, there you go. Put them together and make a career of it.
Yes.
What about you, Danae? What are some goals that you have for yourself post-college?
I want to go to law school. I plan to enroll in August of 2025. I needed a break because my last semester of college was really bad. It was just really rough. Like I wasn't going to class at all. And just so I wouldn't get academically withdrawn. I still passed with like all A's and a B, but mentally I was not there, so I knew I needed to take a break because burnout was coming. So now I'm just trying to weigh out my options. I had a job at a law firm, but I don't know, it's so fickle. The workplace is so fickle, so I don't know. I want to open my own practice later in life so that I can provide like stability in education for Black people or other people of color on their rights, and just making them feel comfortable in generally like in a other society that might not be crafted for them. So yeah, that's my inevitable goal.
Awesome. And Amaya?
My end goal is to have my own production company. I want to, when I get out the Air Force, retire, depending, if I, love it, I'll stay, until I retire. But I want to go to school while I'm in the military and do the reserves so I can get a major in communications and journalism and business, because I like TV production, I like film, I like writing, making my own stories, and I eventually want to make them come to life. I want to be the women version of Tyler Perry.
Okay. All right, we're gonna do that then. So Danae, you mentioned burnout, and all of you took different journeys, right? I'm loving this because we have Ken who's like, no, I have to keep going. Let me go ahead and knock this thing out. If I can get the doctorate, I'm going to get done. And then Danae, you mentioned, burnout, which is a real thing because I experienced that. And I don't know if you had anyone like I did. I was very blessed to have my cousin tell me like, no, quitting is not an option, because I was in my last semester of my senior year and it was so bad that I'm just like, I can't keep going. I can't do it anymore. And I had someone there that was like pushing me on to kind of work through that, because that is a very, very real thing. What do you feel like that was for you? Was it just too many classes? Was it just the whole experience studying, or too much partying?
See, I feel like my partying slowly decreased. Like freshman year, we were the COVID class, so there was like nothing to do on campus besides out of campus things, so we would just party. But like as I matriculated to school, even like after I crossed, my partying like severely went down. I just didn't have the knack for it anymore. But I don't know, mentally I just feel like I was just going through a lot. I don't know why. I don't like that. I would go through seasons of like depression. So like seasonal depression was very real. So I would notice that my winter seasons were the worst because I couldn't really go out. Like that's what I see, because being outside in nature can make me very happy. You can't even sit outside because like I freeze like really bad. So it was a mixture of that, and then graduating early. that took me by a shock because I wasn't planning to. So it kind of felt like my life was rushed. I had to rush and come home like 4 months early because I wasn't expecting to graduate early. They were like, yeah, we think you're probably going to graduate. And then they were like, yeah, you're graduating this semester. So I'm like, so I have to say goodbye to my friends. I have to be mentally ready. So I felt like I was cramming everything together, and it was just like, so like, we're just not going to go to class. We're just not. I was still doing my work, but I remember sitting in statistics class. He called me. He was like, you're going to get withdrawn today. And I was crying with the blanket over my head. And I was like, yeah, I've reached my breaking point. So I left class early. I was like, you know what? If you withdraw me for this class, I don't care. But I had to tell myself, like, no, we're going to get up out of bed today. We're going to work through that. Because my parents really don't know what it's like to be in college. So they thought it was just nothing but partying. And my brother was also busy, so I didn't really want to burden him. So I just prayed a lot. I would say like prayer got me through for sure. So yeah.
That's one thing about your generation too, is that you guys are very aware of mental health, and it's not a stigma for you. Like, right, the generation before me, they didn't talk about it. If you had, or you just call somebody crazy, and you didn't really look into the why behind, you know, the symptoms of, you know, what was going on. And I think a lot in the book, I kind of mentioned that I went through a season of depression, and it was because I didn't have the tools. Like, no one around me had the tools to point it out and see it in me to help me process it, or even, I mean, monetarily, you know, the money to give me the help that I probably needed. And I think in our community, it was still very taboo that you don't go and talk to a white doctor, because, you know, we're not overrepresented in the area of counseling or therapy or psychology, you know, things like that. And so you, most of the time, if you were going to go seek help, it would be someone who didn't look like you. And then, you know, and that goes on and on into distrust between cultures and things like that for obvious reasons. But you know, and so all that kind of, I say that to say that, you know, at a time when I was going through it, I didn't even know what it was. I didn't know to say that, because it just wasn't a conversation that you had to say, hey, depression looks like this, or that you could be going through, you know. And so I'm glad that, you know, in your generation and generations to come, that it's no longer something that's taboo, that is something that I think society as a whole has more of, is more aware of and more accepting of, to try to give people the space. There are jobs now that will give you time to like go into quiet rooms or, you know, and do all these things. And so, yeah, I think it's very important. And for you, you said it was prayer and, you know, praying and not really having someone else there to bring you out of it. For me, I had someone to bring it out in me and say, no, you need to get help, you know, to point it out for me. So I think for us now, with people around us, we're an example to them to say it's okay. Like, you know, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling different, you know, you need a mental health day or a mental health break, like that is okay, because self-care is very important. And so, well, thank you for sharing that with me. What is the hardest thing that you've had to overcome so far? And how did you feel when you achieved, I guess, how did you get through it is the question.
So. Graduating high school.
Yeah.
Because I didn't just go to one, I went to 3. And their requirements were different each time. One was like, oh yeah, you can graduate a semester early. One was like, no, you need this many. And then one was like, you can do it right now. I'm like, wait, like, am I on track for real? You know, like, are y'all really trying to get me to where I need to go right now? But I just took the L. I'm like, nah, let me just write it all out. I don't know. I want to make sure I'm doing this the right way. And plus, you know, parents on you, making sure, especially, you know, mama, she was like, I need a diploma on my shelf. Everybody has one, and you're gonna get one. I was like, you're absolutely right. So I did it. There
you go. Good job.
Yes.
You did it. Danae, what about you? What's the hardest thing that you've had to overcome so far?
I would either say finishing college or losing my mother. I feel like they were kind of the same. Only because, like, when I lost my mother, I was like 17. So that was like, I lost people before, like I lost my aunties, grandmothers, but like that was my mother. So it was just like, and they never tell you about grief, that the pain just never goes away. Like you grieve every day.
Right.
So at 17, I really didn't understand the grieving process. So there times I was just mad at my grandmother for no reason at all. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, Granny. Like, I'll just lash out in the car and I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But I feel like that was the hardest thing, because like when I was matriculating through college, I was just like, okay, there's really not anyone closer in age for me to talk to. Like I could talk to my mother about anything and she'd just be like, okay, so here's, because she's experienced a lot and she's closer in age to me than my grandmother is, you know, so like, and she's also been raised by my grandmother before I was. So she could always tell me like, Granny's this type of mother, like you have to be very, you know, so when she was gone, it was just like, that void is never filled. Like you just have to find different memories or different things, or like Mother's Day, sometimes it'll slip my mind that Mother's Day is even coming up. Like I have a grandmother, but sometimes it's like, like I would get so excited to bring my mother stuff, or I don't know, or like school, there wasn't really a lot of support. So that was kind of hard, because like Granny was like, yeah, all you guys do is party, and it's like, no, I work 2 jobs. Like summer I had to work 2 jobs. Like sometimes I walked an hour to work sometimes because the Ubers were taking too long and public transit is not very good. So like I wore the shoes out in my like bottom of my flats, because sometimes I'd be walking too much to work, or I didn't have a car, so sometimes it was very like a lot. Or they just really couldn't send me money or something. So sometimes when I had no money, like it was me and Deontay sending each other back and forth, like, you're a college student and I'm so sorry to do this to you, but could you send me $30? Yeah, but you got to send me 35 because I'm gonna need it, because I had to go grocery shop. I got you. So it was just us two. So yeah.
I would say the hardest thing for me, it's just a multitude of things. Like, I don't know, it's all encompassing for me. Like, it's never just one problem. It's like, okay, this job has rejected me again, or my love life isn't going the way I wanted to. I don't feel confident in, you know, how I look. It's always like something. It's never like the biggest thing, because they're all like big things to me, because I overthink a lot. So everything is like, oh my God, I'm breaking out again. Then this happened, then this happened, then this happened. And then it just, everything just built up. Like it's not one thing for me. It's always constantly something.
Yeah. I understand that too. I understand that too. But how do you get through that? Like, do you have a support system? Do you tell yourself and do self-talk? Like, how do you?
I be crying.
Yeah.
I always have to cry first, and then make a plan of like, okay, well, you keep saying that, you know, you don't like this, or you keep saying that you need to do that. So I'll cry about it. I always have to cry first.
That's okay.
And then, and then like if it's a job that rejected me, okay, well, I've got to go on the website and get a different one, try a different one. Or if it's, oh, I don't like how I'm looking today, I'm not confident in my body today. It's okay, well, maybe you can try doing this, because I know I don't like going to the gym, but it's like doing something like changing my diet or walking more and stuff like that's smaller changes that I could do. Or if it's like I'm stressed out about school, and it's like I'll cry about it, and then I do my homework, because you got to do your homework, or else you're going to fail the class, and then you're going to get kicked out. So cry first, then push the
make a plan. That's what I heard you say, and that's important to, you know, when things don't work. I think a lot of times it's so scary that I've seen so many people give up. They just stop going and like, oh, woe is me. My pastor has this thing of pour me another drink. No, no, but pour me, and it's like you get down on yourself about, you know, what's not working out. But there's very few people that have that in them to say, okay, now it's time to make another plan. How can I get around this or above this obstacle to still make it to my goal? And so as long as you have that in you, where things are not going to go right, this is life. Like, life is not going to work out the way that we want it. Trust me, there's been so many doors that have been closed for me. Not even, I mean, it wasn't even open. So they, I mean, you know, never even open. And then other doors that closed, and then, you know, just things that just did not work out right. But again, you have to remember, like you said, to kind of, okay, recalibrate. Okay, this is what I want to do. So, and I think that's a test of how it's going to be so much better when you get it, because of the obstacles that you had to go around, rather than somebody could have handed it to you. That's not the life that we have. Like, we don't have a life where somebody's just going to hand it to you, and then you're probably not going to appreciate it the way that that you should appreciate it or work as hard when you get it to keep it, you know. So the fact that there's an obstacle, okay, there's an obstacle, that's life, but not to look at that as the end, you know. It's just an obstacle, so how can we get over it? How can we get around it? So I love that. As far as like learning yourself and the things that you guys have learned from these experiences, a part of it, like I said, is like really, it's not about the other person. It's about, you first have to know who you are as a woman, as a young lady, what you will accept, what your boundaries are, having some boundaries, and figuring out what those need to be. And so, before you can go into a relationship and be whole with someone else, because I mean, a relationship, that's heavy, y'all. Like that's a lot. It's a lot.
Stressful.
It's a lot. So like focusing on yourself and being more self-aware, knowing who you are. What do you love about yourself?
I would say that I'm adaptable. Like stuff happens, and I've come to terms with the fact that stuff happens. Like there's, at the end of the day, you can cry, hope, holler, but that doesn't change anything. It already happened. And so I just adapt after that. Like if I can't fix it, if I can't do anything else about it, it's no point in spending like days, weeks, months on it. Like I have to move on.
I think that's a good quality to have, for sure. Yeah.
I'd say probably my self-awareness, simply because it helps me maneuver through a lot of things. Like if I know I have certain tendencies or type of person I am, it can help me decipher who I would like to be friends with, or what things I will and won't take, or just how I decide to maneuver, because I know certain situations might not be beneficial to me, or if I'm having like a series of unfortunate events, I'm like, what is it that I've done that maybe could have caused this unfortunate event, because this keeps happening, like what's going on? So knowing that about myself, I love that.
Yeah.
I agree when she said adaptable.
Yeah.
And with an example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At your age, Amaya, is peer pressure still a thing? Like, is it important to try to keep up with the Joneses or the, you know?
For sure. Peer pressure is so real out here, especially in this generation, because you got social media and things like that. And it's come to the point where they're doing it because they've seen them do it. And they think it's going to be the same outcome because they did it, and it won't.
Yeah, I feel like social media is the biggest form of peer pressure now.
It's for sure.
Yes. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I can see that. What area of your life do you feel like you're lacking in, or you need to improve in to become a better woman, a better person?
Say probably confidence. I just feel like that's never fully, like, I want to be a fully confident person. Because certain things, I feel like I've gained confidence, and looking back, like I've done a lot of reflection over things that I used to do just because I wasn't as confident. Like even hanging around certain people that I used to hang around with, just because, I don't know, it's just like, why was I hanging around those people? Or sometimes choices in men, it's just like, why did you do that? Because he was giving you validation that you needed. Well, that validation should have came from yourself. And sometimes, like, being exposed to so many women, even being in a sorority, sometimes you realize, like, dang, I really wish that she had the confidence that, like, I see that she should have, because some of those choices she would not make, like my sister wouldn't make them, you know. Or just even like Mean Girls. Sometimes I don't really like Mean Girls because they're kind of like projecting their insecurity on, and I feel like social media has made insecurity so much more prevalent, because now you see BBL bodies, or like you see a certain type of, even, or skin tone, sometimes you see a certain type of representation, or just things that sometimes I might have been insecure, and I see my fellow sisters like insecure. Texturism is another thing. Like some people aren't even comfortable wearing their hair out because of social media. I just want us to be fully confident. I feel like that's probably my biggest goal for like myself and for my other black sisters, like, or all women in general. We're more than just what we look like. We're the soul underneath, so I want that too.
I love that. That's beautiful. We're the soul underneath. Yes. Yeah, you speaking life into somebody. For sure. Ken, what kind of woman do you want to be? If you know, 20 years from now, and you're looking and like, you're like, yeah, she's that, like she's her, I guess that's what they say. What does that look like?
Rich auntie.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
rich
exactly.
auntie.
Yes,
No kids.
rich
I get to go
auntie.
wherever I want to. I'm Turks and Caicos one day.
Yeah.
I'm going to the Bahamas tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I'm not, everything shouldn't be materialistic.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I like material stuff. It's not the only thing. But like I like to dress nice. I like to, I like to buy bags, accessories. I like to be able to afford like a lifestyle that I see. And I know that it's like influenced by social media. I'm not influenced by like the BBL, all that stuff. But like I like when I see rich black women, the ones that are like kept up, the ones that get to go on vacation, the ones that have that little dog that can fit in their purse. I like seeing rich black people because I mean, a lot of times we didn't have that. Like, it wasn't really normalized for us to have luxury. And so when I see black girl luxury, I'm like, yeah, that's what I like. That's what I want to be like. So in 40 years, I want to be rich auntie.
I love that.
And they're happy.
Yes.
Because money don't buy happiness.
Yeah,
You know,
doesn't.
you can post it like, oh yeah, I
Yeah.
got this bag, but behind the camera, you crying.
Yeah.
You going through a divorce or something. You don't know what you're doing. You,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah. What about you?
Educated.
Yeah.
I think education is my biggest stickler. Like, I want to be smart. Like sometimes, but education is the closest thing to insanity. So I feel like sometimes the more educated I get, the harder it is for me to live in the world. Because it's like I've learned so much. It's like some things I'm like, ignorance is bliss. Like now that I know better, now I have to do better. But I plan to be a more educated woman and a more feminine woman. I would say like I'm kind of in my masculine energy, so I like to be in my feminine energy a little bit more, not so on guard or like I'm going out here to kill the lamb so I can make this money. Like that's how I feel right now. And college really put me in that mode. Like I'm going to work 2 jobs. Like I'm going to get it. I'm tired. Like I just want to sip a drink, a glass of wine.
the palm tree.
Yeah, travel with my line sister. Like I'm.
Yes.
Yeah, travel. One thing I heard Amaya say, and I'll leave you guys with this, is I learned from my spiritual father. You said in there, happiness is determined by happenings. And so the goal is to seek joy in everything you do, no matter how many hard things are thrown at you at once, no matter how stressed out you are about school, about a career, about, obtaining an education, or, trying to figure out the career paths or whatever it is. If you find joy, you're good. That's it, because you can make it through anything, and you'll be good. So
Yes.
thank you guys so much for
Yes,
joining
thank
me.
you.
That was an awesome conversation. I appreciate you guys, and I think I will say, if our world is being passed down and in the hands of the Generation Zers right now, and if you guys are a representation of who they are, then I think we're good. So you guys are brilliant. I'm so very proud of the goals that you are setting for yourselves, of cognitively, like where you are in your self-awareness is so much beyond. So social media might be doing a good thing. Or you having that information at your fingertips, because you guys are you're in a good place, and you're wise beyond your years. I enjoy, you are old soul, so I enjoy the conversation with you. So Danae, I'm gonna put you on now. I asked you. I just need a little something to send us out. Just give me something.
Oh shoot. Okay.
Oh shucks, I did it.
I'm gonna sing a gospel song because I'm raised in church. But
That's you.
okay. Pray on just a little while longer. Pray on just a little while longer. Pray on just a little while longer. Said everything will be alright.
All right.
It'll be
all right. Thank you all for watching this episode of with my Gen Zers. I hope you got something from it. I think we're good. I love where these ladies are, and I hope that you were able to grasp something from them and take it and apply it in your life and your goals as you're finding your direction of what you want to do next in your life. Keep speaking your unspoken words, and we'll see you next time.